In Bleeding Love, Ewan McGregor pairs up with his real-life daughter, Clara McGregor, to act in this road trip drama. But does the idea hold up as good as it sounds? Welcome to Cinema, where we focus on film. I'm Josh, this is Simply Cinema, and today we're going to be talking about the recent VOD release, Bleeding Love, which stars Ewan McGregor and his daughter, Clara McGregor, which pair up on this drama that go across the country, and there's complications along the way as they try and fizzle out and maintain their relationship. Make sure to comment down below what you have thought of this film, or if you haven't seen it, if you're interested based on this review, if you're going to check it out and make that rental that it may be worth. So just in general, I do think this is a nice, sweet, and endearing film. Just the way they go about this symbiotic relationship between actors Ewan McGregor and Clara McGregor, which is a great idea from the get-go, pairing a father and daughter that should be rather close at least, and the chemistry between them of course works rather authentically, and of course a bad script can throw that sort of relationship off. But of course they might have planned ahead of time just based on reading the script, and it does pair off quite well the way the screenplay flows throughout, and most of it is taking place in a car, so it's not necessarily a cramped space that you're going in, but there's also different new set locations along the way, new destinations, that makes this a real life type of drama that builds upon their relationship. And their family relationship isn't perfect for the story that's involved. There's a divorced dad, and then the daughter's having some problems with alcoholism on her own. And you learn more about these characters along the way, which is a natural bleeding way of portraying these characters. And while it does sacrifice some good storytelling at the very beginning, you're just seeing them as characters that are very basic. Besides knowing that they're real life father and daughter, it still sacrifices some of the good depth that you get at the beginning, that there is a bit of a slow start, but as things start to progress, even though it's not a fast film, it naturally glides along the building of these characters, who the writing is dissecting from what these characters are, who they are, and who they are when they're with each other, and who they are apart from each other. And it starts to build the confession of especially the daughter's alcoholism and what they have to say about that. And just the general themes are authentic and really down to earth, and really builds up some nice moments between these characters, whether they're on their own or together, especially just establishing the narrative as it is, taking its time to explain something that feels authentic to real life, because they're really going at a nice pace that establishes locations with not necessarily a character that you can latch onto the location to, but still establishing the passion this project has been put into, and how they write these characters together into a longer sort of relationship that have a history, and yet there's still complications because of certain things you learn along the way about what the father has done with the daughter, and how the daughter has resonated with her past, how she has grown to become more of her own person while still having troubles of her own that get more established piece after piece along the way, to where by the end it really feels like you get to know them, to a well-mannered and fleshed out narrative that makes you just understand what they're coming from, and none of the ideas that comes from that feel forced or fed to you in an unnatural way that doesn't feel like things would have been discussed beforehand. And so just the way they spit ideas out along the way, feeding you information about these characters, is naturally fed and flows in a nice manner that has great relationship between how they build the chemistry between these characters, even before understanding that Clara and Ewan McGregor acting are father and daughter in real life. And there's just some sweet moments. There's this really nice sing-along moment for Bleeding Love, that's an actual song, and they have a really nice relationship on screen based on that, and based on different aspects along the way that are heartbreaking, warm, endearing, and you just get a mix of all the emotions that make it a great drama, but puts a smile on my face at the end of the day. So that's just my personal thoughts on Bleeding Love, and I have to rate this film a simply 7.5 out of 10, so that's just my recommendation, where you can now rent it anywhere on your digital platforms. Make sure to comment down below if you have seen it and what your opinions on it, or if you haven't seen it, if this review has helped you decide if you want to see it based on all the general things I talked about, how sweet and endearing it is. And make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, help reach my goal of 500 subscribers here on this channel to build this community up to the love of cinema as it is. And do yourself a favor and go watch a movie.